Wave 2 of the Booster Course Pass DLC comes out in one day now, and before it releases, I'm going to go over all of the changes that we can see in each track we're going to be getting, just from the trailer that we've seen so far, because there's quite a few things you can notice in this trailer that show the tracks aren't the exact same, and they've had some changes to them, which is really exciting because it means it won't just be racing on the same old tracks we've already done before. It brings a new fresh identity to the tracks in the Booster Course Pass, which just makes it more exciting for people who have already played the tracks. So if you enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Mario Kart content when the DLC's out. But let's get into the changes, and I'm going to start with Kalimari Desert. So the version we see in Wave 2 of the Booster Course Pass trailer is a mixture of the original Kalimari Desert from Nintendo 64 and then Kalimari Desert 2 from Mario Kart Tour, where you can actually drive along the train tracks through the tunnel. As in the trailer for Wave 2, we can see item boxes along this route, so it shows that we can do that. And you can also see it's possible to drive through the train's tunnel later in the trailer, and it has a Mario Kart sign above the tunnel. So I think each lap is going to have a different route, which I love that they've been doing that recently in the Booster Course Pass. There's also some glider ramps which were added in the Mario Kart 7 remake of Kalimari Desert, so yeah, it's got a few upgrades from the first track and a whole new route. Okay, the next track I'm going to talk about is Mushroom Gorge, and this pretty much has the same layout as it did on the Wii, except for there's a brand new mushroom type that's been added to the cave, and this is the blue mushroom. So we've got the green mushrooms that do nothing, and the red ones bounce you in the air, and the blue one actually causes you to glide, which is a really interesting feature as it adds another choice of routes you make when you're in the Mushroom Gorge cave. So yeah, maybe this will make a faster route. The next track is Waluigi Pinball, and the layout of the track doesn't seem to have any changes to it, although there's something interesting, and that is the pinball bumpers are rotating in the opposite direction to the ones on the original DS track. That's all I could really notice, and it barely has any effect on the actual track. I don't think anyone's going to really care about it, but yeah, it's interesting that they decided to change that. They also rotate this way on Mario Kart Tour, so I wonder why they changed it from the original. Alright, the next track is New York Minute, and there's quite a few differences on this. So normally in New York Minute 1 from Mario Kart Tour, you would just go to the right, but we can see that you can choose left or right at the start, and these are the routes from other renditions of New York Minute on Mario Kart Tour. And then in the trailer we can also see that you go through Rockefeller Center, which is usually the route in New York Minute 4 on Mario Kart Tour. So New York Minute in Wave 2 Booster Course Pass is mixing the routes from the course's different variations. Another bonus is taxis are added as obstacles on the road, which were not present in Mario Kart Tour, so this is going to make it a bit more challenging. Moving on to Mario Circuit 3. The layout of this track hasn't had any changes since the remake on Mario Kart Wii, so it's pretty much the same. Obviously it has double item boxes because that's from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which the Wii didn't have, but there's no changes to the actual layout of the track. Next we have Sydney Sprint, and this one has some really cool changes. So one of them is that ramps have been added to the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and a shortcut has also been added by this fountain at the beginning, where you can boost across the grass if you have a mushroom. There's also this new part of the track, where there's a big grass section which you could cut the corner if you had a few mushrooms on you, and on top of this you get to drive through a ferry, which isn't in any of the versions on Mario Kart Tour, so there's some brand new features on this track in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Okay, the final track I'm going to be talking about is GBA Snow Land, and obviously this has had a huge graphical upgrade since it was on the Game Boy Advance, as it hasn't been remade before, and a big change is just the fact that they've added a lot of verticality to it, as the original was a completely flat course, but this new remake has ups and downs and a new ramp added in there, and it also looks like there's an off-road path here that could be some kind of shortcut, but we can't really see much of it in this trailer, so we'll have to wait until it releases tomorrow to find out more about that. And there's also a little bit of an off-road shortcut here. If you have a mushroom, we can go in between these blocks. So those are all the tracks that have any changes, because obviously Sky High Sundae is a brand new track, so it hasn't changed, as it hasn't even come out yet, so that wouldn't make any sense. So yeah, I hope this was a good roundup of all of the changes we can see in the trailer. It's looking really interesting. I like that they've added some new things to each track to spice things up a little bit. And I really hope you enjoyed my video on this. Comment down below which tracks you're most excited for in the Wave 2 Booster Course Pass, and I'll definitely be having videos coming out soon actually playing them, because it's not long until the course is released. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.